left lapel the Grenadier's badge in diamonds, a present from the regiment. Here are the latest newsreel dispatches to reach Britain from Tunisia. First, an impression of the tank force of General Freyberg's victorious column advancing towards El Hamma, part of the famous force known as the Left Hookers because of their brilliant outflanking drive which won the Battle of Mareth. The going was anything but good. Choking dust and sandstorms were met by the 8th Army men mile after mile. The enemy's resistance, though resolute, was eventually broken here, and there was plenty of evidence by the wayside as our advance continued. Material of all kinds smashed and abandoned included many German and Italian guns. Another excellent sign of the Left Hookers' victory was the number of prisoners continually being rounded up. Mostly Italians, as usual, and most of them glad to be joining the 8th Army in any capacity, even as prisoners. Men of the Africa Corps, not quite so cheerful. The capture of El Hamma was, of course, a most important milestone on the road to Tunis and Bizerta, but the 8th Army's task was by no means over. They drove on towards Gabes, determined to get through the gap at high speed in hot pursuit of Rommel. He, of course, had done all he could to delay pursuit, and that's where the Royal Engineers came into the picture. One of their jobs was making diversions across this river after Germans had blown up a bridge. Rough going, but the advance continued without a halt. Italian prisoners looked on. Nobody appeared to want them. The advance was certainly no picnic, but I need hardly say that the 8th Army seized every possible opportunity to wash away some of the dust and the sand they'd collected. Tanks approached the sea near Gabes. To the crews, it must have been almost as good as Brighton on August bank holiday. But was it seawater that got in their eyes, or was the vision real? No, it was too good to be true. Just a dirty trick on the part of the cameraman. Meanwhile, the Americans had been pushing eastward from Gafsa through El Geta, and they likewise had been taking prisoners. Smiling, too. Must be Italian. It was on the Gafsa-Gabes road that the first contact was established between the Americans and the 8th Army. The meeting was a really joyful event as well as a historic occasion, and it may well serve as an omen to the Axis. An omen of Anglo-American cooperation, not only in the completion of the Battle of Tunisia, but also in the still greater battle that lies ahead, the Battle of Europe. General Eisenhower flew to Gabes, where he met General Montgomery at his headquarters. And if we can't hear what they said to each other, we can easily guess. A case where the picture certainly tells the story. General Giraud also visited Gabes to offer his congratulations. Giraud, taken prisoner by the Germans in the Battle of France, intends to lead a French army with the Allies when they break into Europe. Gabes is a small town, but a milestone looming large on the road north. Men of the Highland Division enter Gabes, where a great reception awaited them. And what a reception there was for the 8th Army's commander. The people of Gabes said it with flowers and meant it. From Gabes, the 8th Army has swept northward to complete its task. Britain's 8th Army is the finest fighting force in the world today. That's not merely what we think, it's what an Axis commentator said in a recent broadcast.